This is Diane Girusso from DianeStamps.com, and I'm here today with a fairly quick video about 3 of my favorite adhesives, and you can see them pictured here. The first one I'm going to talk about is snail adhesive, our just sort of go-to adhesive, dry adhesive, and I'll explain why this is a great adhesive to have. Our Multipurpose Liquid Glue, some of you know it as Tombow glue or the green glue. This is a glue that you love or hate. I love it, and I'm hoping to make you love it too. I find it really useful and easy to use, and there are a couple of hints and tips that I'm going to teach you. And the third is Stampin' Up Sticky Strip or red liner tape. People call it the red tape, and it is extremely sticky. And as I said in my blog post yesterday, this holds 2 items together, and you're going to ruin them if you try to take them apart. So this has some really specific and wonderful applications that I'm going to show you. So let's get started. Okay, I'm going to start with snail. And snail adhesive is a dry adhesive. It comes in this, I'm going to take it apart so you can see. When you first buy your snail, I'm going to try to take it apart, you receive the whole thing, and it's put together like this. When you need a refill, what you get is this part, and then so you take it out and you put it into your container, your holder, your case. So, and it's really simple and easy to do, and you flip back the guard, and this is where your adhesive is. When you've run it on something, you're going to leave a nice clean application of adhesive. And I've got a card I want to show you that we're going to use this adhesive on. So this card is eventually going to be a happy birthday card, and I wanted to show you a couple of things. This is one of our designer series papers, Floral District, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to put adhesive on. How easy is that? I'm not sure if you can see it. I'm hoping you can see the little shadow, and you really don't need that much. I put 2 little strips, and let me show you. Sorry, I need to see this a little better. Just going to show you. Place it on, and if at first it's a little, you can gently take it off before you've really rubbed it down. Eventually it becomes extremely permanent. So there we go. Okay, so I just rub it down, and you're all set. Now the second piece is going to go on top, and then I'm going to have a layer on top of that. But I wanted to show you that you really do not need a lot. And one of the things that I try to teach my ladies is the saying that I heard, I think Catherine Pooler said it at one point, and it's dot, dot, not a lot. So, and even on this piece of paper you don't even need that much, but dot, dot, not a lot. So really for a larger piece of paper, all you need is about 1 inch in each corner and 1 inch in the center, and you're all set. So let me lay this down. You adhere this the way I want it. Okay, and then what I've done is ahead of time I've used another adhesive. I'm going to sneak one in, Stampin' Dimensionals. These are my edge pieces. I save every little bit. Stampin' Dimensionals help pop up your items, and this one I wanted to pop up because I used the paper piercer on it. And if you don't know what our paper piercer is, or if you don't know how to use it, check my video. I have a paper piercing video which shows you how to use it and how much fun it really is. So it's very basic. You're probably going to use it 90% of the time. 100% if all you do are basic cards with not a lot of pieces and things like that. So that is snail. Awesome. Love it. Going to move on to the Mono Multi, and the first tip I'm going to show you is when you're using this, try to store it sideways on your table or upside down. And I have this cute little, I found these cute little, they're like little plastic dessert cups, and I just decorated mine so I could keep my Mono Multi. Oh, now this does have 2 ends. There's a fine tip end, which is the one I use most often, and then there's a thicker end which you can use to spread glue on in larger surfaces. I don't tend to use that one as much, only because I use this for fine detail work. And for this application, which I'm going to show you now. Okay, so here's another card I'd like to put together. And what I've done is I have my base, and then I have a mat. And what I did with this mat was, excuse me, for interest I ran it through the Big Shot with one of our textured embossing folders. And this is the brand new one from the holiday catalog. And it is the Lacy Brocade. I think it is so delicate and pretty. But this can have some special concerns when you're, excuse me, when you're adhering it. One of the things you don't want to do with this is flatten down the embossed parts. And if you use snail, you're likely to flatten that down because you have to put a fair amount of pressure to get the snail to stick. I'm going to use some multi-purpose liquid glue. And this couldn't be easier to use. I do kind of shake it down to the top. And the key with this adhesive is a thin line. Thinner is better. Less is more. Let me think of any more cliches that I can think of to make this work for you. But basically, you do not want gobs of glue. Gobs of glue will leak out through the side and will make you very unhappy because you'll have leaky glue. And you don't want that. I know you don't want that. So, but what this does allow you to do is move it just a tiny bit. So if it's a little off, you can slide it around. This one's not too bad. So, and I just put a little pressure down on this just to get it adhered. And once this dries, this isn't moving anywhere. So just a thin layer is best. I'm just letting it sit here. And then I'm just going to put the rest of my card together. Now, if I'm trying to adhere this textured piece on top of my mat, and then I try to adhere a piece on top of that, I'm going to run into the same problem. Now, I could use snail on the back of this, but where these are raised, there's not going to be as much contact with the adhesive, the dry adhesive. So I'm going to use, again, I'm going to use the multi-purpose glue. So, and really, this is pretty much all I do. I really don't use a lot of it. I just want to make sure I turn that right side up. Now, this is sticky glue. It will stick to you and everything else and give you sticky fingers, which is another reason why you don't want to use a ton of it. Just see if that's straight. Okay, that looks straight. It looks straight. Don't tell me if it's not. I don't want to know. Okay, so you could leave it like that, but I wanted one more layer because that's me. So I cut out using, this is the Apothecary Arts framelit, and this is another one of them. You can see the shape better without the sentiment. Now this I embossed. I heat embossed this, so this is kind of plasticky. I'm going to use, you could use pop dots. I'm not going to use those today. I am going to use snail, however, because that will work just fine. And you don't need a lot of it, and it will adhere right on top. Look, about perfect. There you go. And I'm all about perfect, not completely perfect. Good enough is good for me. So, so there you have our card using the multi-purpose liquid glue. Now, I do love this glue. I know other people don't, but I think if you try it and you follow those quick and simple tips, then you're going to enjoy using this glue. And it does have a lot of applications, especially if you don't want to pop up everything that you have embossed, dry embossed. So I'm going to show you, this is still a very flat card, easy to put through the mail, and still really, really lovely. Okay, so that was multi-purpose liquid glue. And the last one we're going to use is the sticky strip, and I have prepared a project already because I wanted you to see sticky strip in action, not all my other things in action. I'm going to make a little post-it holder, and so I've got my piece of paper, cardstock. Let me pull out my sticky strip, and this sticky strip is sticky. You can see if you don't keep it in some plastic, it got stuck onto the back of one of my cards. So it doesn't affect the use of the sticky strip, but it certainly affects your card. So I wouldn't recommend, I'd recommend putting it back into its little container. Okay, so the trick here is finding the end, and I found the end. So I'm going to cut a piece and adhere it. Now, gee, if I'd been a little bit brighter last night when I was planning this, I might have chosen to use a different color than a red cardstock with red liner tape, but I didn't, so I'm sorry about that. I really liked the red a lot for this project, but I will bring it up and show you. You should be able to see the sticky tape. Now, you need to, in order for this to work, you have to take the red liner off. And I'll tell you, this is the hardest part of working with sticky strip. It's getting the red liner off. Other than that, it's totally wonderful adhesive, and it works so beautifully well. And as I said, you really want to make sure you want to attach those two pieces because they are not coming off. This is really great to use with chipboard too. So what I'm going to do is just attach those down. And this doesn't even give you wiggle room for pulling it back up. Once you have put these two pieces of paper together with the tape in between, they're not coming apart, which is what I want for this project. Okay, so I'm also going to use it because I'm going to put a little stack of Post-it notes in there, but I don't need to measure for this. I just need to make sure it sticks. All right, okay, so I'm going to center this right in here. Stick it down. Again, that's not going anywhere. And now I'm just going to decorate the front, and you can see there's a little tab for a pen. This is the cutest project ever. I totally love it. I've been making them with apples for teacher gifts this year, but this one I really just wanted. I love, love, love my bird, so I really wanted the bird, and just attaching it with some dimensionals just to pop it up. If I didn't want to pop it up, remember, I would use the multi-purpose glue because this is also an embossed and textured paper. So those are the three types of adhesives that are my favorites: snail, multi-purpose liquid glue, and sticky strip. And you end up with wonderful projects, awesome pieces that are not going anywhere. So thanks for joining me. I hope you'll join me again, and I hope you'll subscribe to my blog. My blog, again, is at dianestamps.com, and this is Diane, and I appreciate you coming and spending some time with me today. I'll see you soon. Bye!